Hi guys, this is Kathleen Baber with Apricot Tree Planting, and I'm here with a DIY for your Traveler's Notebook today. I am using the standard size Traveler's Notebook, and I'm actually very much enjoying it as my take-along planner. I use it for quick notes, for just really basic information that I need. It's not super detailed. A lot of times it's not even very detailed to-do lists, but just kind of where should I be, and if I'm in this area, what should I be picking up? So I started to play around with some printables that I purchased on Etsy because I couldn't find exactly what I was looking for. I really like the little flaps on some of the Week on 4 Pages inserts from Annie's Printables, but I don't really need 4 whole pages because this isn't my detailed planner. As you can see here, I don't really decorate so much the pockets and stuff. I find that a little overwhelming, so I keep it really simple there. And I do have a monthly calendar in there. Again, that's from Annie's Printables. And I'm excited about a Disney World trip that we've got coming up in the spring. So you'll probably see a lot of Disney stuff in my planners soon. That first opened up part was how last week ended up because I didn't put any stickers in. I just used the columns. The columns are 1.5 inches wide, so they work really well with your existing sticker kits and work really great for just using up all those little extras, headers and washi strips and, quarter boxes and things like that. That's this week's plan right there. And I didn't use a regular kit in my Classic Happy Planner, so I just kind of improvised with some Mambi stickers and some washi just to make it look kind of cute. Now I'm going to show you how to get this done and how much you're going to enjoy planning using your stash of scrapbook paper. Okay, so let's talk about paper. Paper's the first thing because the paper's really what got me thinking along these lines and how to do this. So, like I said, my first thought was just any old scrap paper would do. And then when I found this, I was like, this is perfect because I don't have to do any cutting for it. And I love things that are seasonal. I'm sorry, I know that is rocking around. So I got a new phone and it's a little heavier than the last one. And it's kind of messing with my setup. So hopefully we'll be okay. But I do apologize because I could see that it is moving. Let me see what I can do here. There we go. That ought to anchor it a little better. Okay, so what I found is that I own a lot of scrapbook paper that's very thin, which is great if you're going to cut these up into full box squares and just adhere them down to, say, your Classic Happy Planner or your Erin Condren planner and not use stickers, because the thin stuff works better than the thick stuff in that instance. And this is such a cute pad, and I'll probably do that because I do enjoy kind of that more scrapbooky type activity from time to time, rather than just relying on sticker kits. But this is really cute, but it's really thin. So what I found, like at Michael's, is if I go for the 180 sheet packs, which are a fabulous bargain, they are the thin stuff. And so again, won't work for this project, but it really great for other types of fun things, like setting things up. This one's one that I got at Hobby Lobby. There's 180 sheets again in it, and it's just, it doesn't work for this project. So let me put those away. What you want to look for, especially at Michael's, is the 48 sheet packs. And these go on sale quite often. And this one was especially gorgeous because it had foiling in it, but it also had this pretty gilding on the edges, which I love. It's really thick. It has some gold foil in it. And these were to me, they were just November all over. And like I was talking about before, there's usually a couple of sheets in here that are for cutting out into squares and making a little memory card, you know, journaling card and stuff, but they work really well in this project as well. So these are really gorgeous. And then I had bought some Christmassy ones last year, but again, going for 48 sheets is going to give you that nice thick paper that makes this perfect for this project. I'll probably use this pad in January because it's all snowflakes. Very, very pretty. Which, of course, if you're not much into the red and green thing for Christmas, is perfect. So here's what you're going to need for this project. Of course, I love washi, so I have my washi tape to make things pretty at the end. I have this really cool little pad that makes it easy to score my lines after I've gotten things cut and print. I got this at my local scrapbooking store. It was like $4, and it's really for stamping. It kind of gives a little easier for stamping. I still really stink at stamping, but I like it for scoring. And then you're also going to need a paper trimmer, you know, one like this or this one, because we're starting with 12 by 12 sheets of paper, and those don't fit in my printer. I don't have a wide format printer, and what I found was, even though at first I had worked things to work with a different measurement, when I went back to print, it didn't work as well. So here's what I've been doing. I cut these sheets. This is going to be my, these are my December weeks. And even though the paper is supposed, that my printer, I fool my printer into thinking I'm printing 8.5 by 11. When I'm actually printing 8.5 by 12, because I want that extra inch so that I have my really cute flaps. So I cut them at first at 8.5 by 11, and then I can go back and do this tiny little trim on them so that they're a little bit more narrow. See, this is a little wide still, so I need to take probably like a 1/4 inch off my width, so that when I do my dashboards, they tuck in and don't exceed the width. So these are ones that I've already printed. I just haven't dated them. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold them all, and then I will decorate the outsides. Aren't these gorgeous? Just so, so pretty. And I think that I can't remember if I ended up with 4 or 5 weeks for December, because I just figure the week after Thanksgiving, I get to jump into Christmas. That's my plan. So this one I still need to print, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that here in just a minute. I'll take the camera over to the computer and show you the file that I'm working with and how I have the print settings on my printer so that you can see that whole deal and it won't be confusing. But I just think this is so, so pretty. I don't know, I think it'll probably go something like this. Just so pretty. And here's the other thing I want to show you. So I have a bone folder that I like. I also have a scoring thing on my paper trimmer that I can score with, but I just seem to do a little better with this. This is my little palette knife for my washi. And then I have kind of fallen in love with Echo Park for some of their kits and stuff. So this one's a really, really cute one. This is their 'Twas the Night Before Christmas Volume 1. And I love these stickers. They are super thick. And so I ordered these from scrapbooking.com. And I definitely will be using some of these. And then the kit that I ordered has double-sided paper. Look at that. That's the whole Christmas story. I probably won't use that one because I really like that the whole Twas the Night Before Christmas is on there. But I'm going to use these for my dashboard. So when I cut these, of course, I'll have the 12-inch, or, well, it won't be 12 inches. I think it's 8.5 by 9 that I use for the dashboards. So that gives me a little bit of overhang on the edges and the top, and that'll be throughout my whole. Some of these I'll just use to wrap my weeks, and some of these I will actually cut in half. So they'll be like 4.5, 4.5, and like 8.5. I want to say it is 8.5 height, and then I'll laminate them, and that will create my dashboard to wrap around. But they are so pretty. I don't know how I'm going to choose. And then I wanted some that would be more religious. And so I also got their, oh, love that so much. I got their Wise Men Still Seek Him. Wise Men Still Seek Him, I should say. Sorry. And it's just a beautiful, deep burgundy and gold. And again, a sheet of these gorgeous stickers. I'll probably save some of this to go in my spread, you know, my regular planner, but I'm not sure because it is just too pretty. I accidentally got 2 of these pages, so thank you. And there's that. I just wanted to kind of show you guys these because they are beautiful, and you know, you have to, it's not so easy to find them. I do have a really nice scrapbook store. There's 2 of those. Oh, that's right. This kit did come with 2 of each style. So, yeah. Got them mostly for the stickers, but this is very, very pretty paper. I will probably do the traditional for, just because the reds are really, really deep. But anyhow, that's just me talking out loud to myself, rambling on. Okay, so let me go ahead and end here for a few minutes. I'll show you how I'm going to do the printing part, and then I'll show you how I put this together. So since I've already cut my Christmas papers, I'm just going to show you really quick how I measure and cut for these. I'm going to go ahead and pick out some for January. Oh my gosh. I kind of don't even want to think about January yet. I like to kind of take them all from the same pad just because they all coordinate really beautifully that way. I don't know why coordinating for me is just such a big thing, but I like them to coordinate. Nice thing about this pad too is this is a nice white, whereas the things that I had for November definitely have more of a cream background, which makes sense because those are, you know, warmer tones. Ooh, that is really pretty. I think I'll do this. Even though it says season's greetings and most wonderful time of the year. Okay, I know I saw a really pretty kind of dark one. So I think that, okay, I love this. Definitely gotta use this one. And that one's gonna do a lot for me. This is really pretty. I have not had a ton of luck with putting paper back to back to make dashboards out of these. If you like the double-sided dashboards, that has not worked out well for me. Ooh, that's really pretty. But the foiling is not so easy to bend. I'm not big into the stag's heads. I'm hoping this little bit of glitter I'm using is not going to be a problem. Okay, I've got 4 here. I think that's what I'm going to start with. Alrighty, let me get this stuff out of the way. So, when you're thinking 8.5 by 12, just remember your 8.5 is going to be this way. That's your long bit. That's the part that goes all the way across. So if it has a prettier thing here at the top that you would like to use, which is what I want to do, I want to cut off this. And sometimes it's anchored at the bottom, so you kind of have to think about it along those lines. So I'm going to cut off, so I'm doing 8.5. Well, I need to cut off this little tack because that's going to kind of wreck my measurements if I don't. So, ooh, and there's a little hole there. Okay. So got rid of that little bit there. And then I want 8.5 to go right here. There we go. And I'm going to do the same thing with these guys. The nice part about this, like when you have an overall pattern, is it doesn't really matter. It's when you've got an up and a down or a top and bottom thing that, see, I didn't really have to turn that. I love it when I make life hard for myself. Okay. And yeah, I keep these scraps because they're nice big scraps. Don't know what I'm going to use them for yet, but the idea of throwing them out is just horrific to me. Which is why I have tons and tons of paper. So I think I like this top part better than the bottom. So I'm going to cut off this bit. And sometimes you do have to play with it. You might cut a little bit off one edge to center things up, but this one's pretty good about being centered. So here's 8.5. That's going to put it right there. That's going to make a nice border. Now I will trim this a little probably still, and hopefully, you know, I might just take off the let it snow bit, but we'll see how that works. And yeah, let's see. There we go. And sorry, I know this is going to feel a little disjointed because these are not the ones I'm decorating. I'm going to decorate the Christmas ones. But I just wanted to show you kind of how I get to the part where I'm putting it through the printer. And I'd already done that with all of the Christmas ones. So I can actually do that one. I think I'll do this as the top and this is the bottom. I think that'll look nice. Or I could, it doesn't really matter because snowflakes fall. So I could do it either way. So when I get over to the printer, I'll show you how I make sure not to get screwed up and print things upside down. Ask me how I know not how to print things upside down. It's because I've printed many things upside down. All right. Now let's go over to the computer. I'll show you the file. I'll show you how I set up my printer, and hopefully it'll translate pretty well for your printer. I use HP, and I've loved it. I've had a version of this printer for, oh gosh, well over 10 years, maybe over 15. And I just find it very, very easy to use, but you know, it's what I'm used to. So anyhow, let's take a walk. Okay guys, here we are at my computer, and I've pulled up the file. I call it the Use This One Letter Size Weekly with Flaps.
That's because I have a couple on there, because I definitely, you know, had to experiment. First I was experimenting using legal size paper, but I couldn't find legal size in the heavier weights without having to order it online. So that's what brought me to the, hey, I've got 12 by 12 paper. I can cut down into legal size, or close to, you know, and anyway, it morphed into this. So what I've done here is I have this set up that it's an 8.5 by 11 because this cuts off at 11 inches. But what's actually going on is it's going out to 12. My paper is cut to be 12 inches long. So I'm tricking the printer. The last thing it's printing is this dotted line, which is just a score mark for me. I use that to score the paper and know where my little boundaries are and stuff. I don't want to print this middle one, so I'm going to get rid of it. I don't like that to be there. So these red marks are cut lines. I'm not cutting anything on this. It just helped me kind of visually divide the area. So if you decide to download Silhouette and play with it and want to use the cut file for it, that's fine. You're just not running it through the cutter. This is just for printing purposes on this one. So if you wanted to get really fancy, you could go ahead and add your dates in here at this point. But for me, I just want to print up a month's worth at a time, and then I'll figure out which order they're in. And I don't mind my own handwriting, so I just write in the numbers. And there's lots of shops that have little numbers already done up for you too. If you like the pretty gilded, or not gilded, but foiled and stuff like that, you can definitely purchase those. So let's go ahead and I will show you. Please don't look at the wreck that is my office area. But I'm going to show you my printer real quick. And I'm going to show you how I adjust the drawer to accommodate the longer paper. And we'll see if I can get these to print out nicely. So this is my printer. Like I said, it's an OfficeJet Pro 8610. There are newer models out there. I've had this for a little while, but it works really well for me, and I love the Instant Ink program. It works really nicely for my business, so that I'm never out of ink. So I'm going to take the paper drawer out and come over here to my very dusty, smudgy desktop. And there's a little lever here that releases. Sorry, I don't know if I can do this single-handedly. There we go. Releases that. I'm going to take out the regular paper. And I'm going to put in this. These are our papers that I cut. And the thing with this is, I know that the left-hand side is the top, so that I don't cut things upside down. And I want the pretty side up because that's how my paper feeds. So I can just leave it up like this, and I just butt this up against it, and it'll take that 12-inch size just fine. Walking back over to the printer itself. This gets a little crazy, just tucking it in. There we go. And back over to the messy desk. And I'm going to go ahead and print those. File, print. I'm not changing any of the preferences, but I do have 4 in there. And let's see how it goes. I think I'm going to get a error from my HP because having some connectivity issues with the Instant Ink, but should be able to still print these out without problem. And one, as you can tell, we got the top right. And there we go. That's all there is to it. I've got a month's worth of weeks printed now on gorgeous paper. Okay, I'm going to show you how I do some folding. It'll be on one of the Christmas sheets, and then we'll do some decorating. Okay guys, so this is the Christmas paper that I had already selected, and here's one that I folded. I'll show you real quick how I fold these, and then we'll decorate, and I'll put it together as a little booklet and kind of show you what I'm doing with that. So I like this little mat. I think I may have already mentioned this in a previous part, because it has a little give to it and it makes scoring really easy. So I'm just drawing this. Ooh, I went a little hard there. Started to go through the paper. That wasn't good. So I like to do the flaps first. Oh, I'm sad about that little tear. That's okay though. I hear my husband coming down the steps. He's going to be good and not talk to me in the middle of this. And there we go. There's another side. Just folding it. And he was good. He waved at me and went back upstairs. And I like to do both directions. I mean, I know that kind of breaks the paper some, but the reason I do is because I just like it to be as flat as possible when it goes into my planner. Now, when I fold this way, it doesn't go exactly in the middle of the two. And if that bothers you, then you can make some adjustments, but I'd rather have it be exactly even this way. So that's just a minor adjustment. And like I said, if you get the cut file, you can make that adjustment too on your own. I just have these kind of spaced the way I think they ought to work, and that little bit of variance does not bother me. Now, one thing you can do with these, you can kind of strengthen the spine by putting some washi tape on the outside or on the inside, and that helps with these edges that get a little beat up. But I'm not archiving these. These are just my on-the-go quickie notes about where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to get when I'm getting there, and you know, what time do I have to be someplace. They're my little shorthand for the week. Whereas my classic Happy Planner is my detailed plans, but it doesn't leave my house. So I think this is just a really fun way to use scrapbook paper, because I am drawn to it like a moth to the flame. I just love pretty paper, and because I don't scrapbook, I just collect the supplies. Now I feel like, ooh, I can count for scrapbook paper because I have a use for it. Ever since I started planning, that was kind of one of my favorite things, is I was putting my scrapbook supplies into use, even though I still have no scrapbooks completed. Now, I'm not going to write the dates in these yet. but that would probably normally be my next step. I've got one more to do the folding on. It's this cute guy. And somehow with this one I ended up accidentally printing that line, but that's okay. I fixed it when I was showing you guys earlier, so I'll save that file that way without that dot there, dotted line. Because this is just my take along, I don't have a ton of bulk that I carry with it. I only take 1 month at a time. Sometimes, like at the end of the month, I might start to take out previous weeks and add in new weeks, but for the most part, it's just the current month. And then I have a monthly insert from Annie Plans Printables that I kind of jot everything down in. I don't try to make it pretty. Right now it looks kind of nice, but that's just because I just started doing it. Just started using it. In fact, I bought the 2018 one. I'm getting ready to put it in. So I think these are beautiful. Really, really pretty. Yeah, probably go something like that. Maybe swap these two. Yeah. There we go. I love it. Okay, so for decorating purposes, I think what I'll do at this point is I'm going to go ahead and just start decorating them, and then you guys can just watch. I'll probably speed it up because there's no reason for you to have to watch it slow. But I just play with washi, and then I just add stickers as I want to. And I might go back and look at this pad of paper real quick and see if there were any journaling cards so that I can, you know, use them as like little plaques to mark which week they are, even though I'm not writing that part in yet. guys, so you saw my struggles and some of the things that just went kind of crazy. I think in retrospect, some of the things I would change are some of these I just scored them too deeply and actually like broke the edge, and I wish I hadn't done that. So in the future I won't score quite as aggressively. You also saw that I did go through and I trimmed like a 1/4 inch. Again, that's a personal preference of mine to be at like 8 1/4 for my height on these. So I kind of did that backwards too. Probably should have done that before I even did the folding. But I kind of like, here's some of the things that I do like about this. I like using all of these tags. They become kind of a unifying element throughout the month, as well as, you know, the paper choices. But using the tags to, I'll go through and write the dates on once I decide which week will be for which. And I also liked putting the washi tape on the inside. Now most of that may get covered up if I'm using full boxes, full box checklists, or you know, full boxes on the edges, or some of those cute little weekly trackers or something like that. But it still is a pretty visual for right now. This one I like that I went back and I put this on. It kind of breaks that really hard horizontal line that I had going on. So I think that turned out really cute. This one I really struggled with because guess what? I put it on upside down on the wrong side to start with. Then I thought, oh, I hadn't done it. I'm looking everywhere for this tag to find out that it was on this side, and what a mess. Anyway, in the end, I really like it. I think it's kind of fun to have kind of these circular shapes going on, and this little washi having the ornaments was kind of a nice little echo. And then I just put that cute, I tell you, this is like the softest little glitter washi I've ever used. Really easy to work with. So that one's really fun. And then this one, I just wanted to do something big, so I did the tree. Like I said, these are really thick stickers, and I honestly was kind of surprised that I could peel them up as well as I did. I wish I'm tempted to peel that one up and straighten it just a little, but I'm not gonna. I certainly would not try to peel them up if you've had a little bit of time where they're sitting down. I'm pretty sure they'll tear your paper. And I like bringing in this little bit of green. And then this one, I think he turned out really cute going across the page like this and carrying it over to the back. I just kind of scored it with that blade, but I think what I wish I'd done is just hang it off the edge and cut it and then give it a teeny bit of a margin, even though it would have been a visual break. But that's okay. I still really, really like it. And then did the pretty gold foil. Ooh, got a little schmutz. So here's how we put them together. Let me grab a couple things real fast. And I'll show ya. like these really thin little rubber bands. And so I have 4 weeks here, and they're not in any sort of order. So that looks pretty good. So I'm going to take 2 weeks and put them back to back and wrap them. I'm going to take this other 2 weeks that's a little tighter rubber band. I like the flimsier ones because they don't put as much tension on your paper. And there we go. And they're back to back. Now I've got 2 little booklets. See? 2 little booklets. Now I'm going to take the center of those 2 booklets. What's going on? And I'm going to put a rubber band right there. And now they're ready to go in my traveler's notebook. The whole thing will just slide right into one of the bands. And you'll be ready for Christmas. In the meantime, I'll probably do something to decorate the front of this with stickers and such. And then it'll be ready to go.
I just wanted to say thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'll have those files on my Facebook page, and I will link that page in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this and got inspired to do something fun in your traveler's notebook, especially using up your scrapbook paper. Have a great one. Thanks.